What do machine domination, a stake, and digital kung fu have to do with love? A lot, at least in the Matrix. At its core is the chosen one destined to save humanity. But who truly chooses him? And what transformative power does love hold in this? Let's dive into the first part of this epic sci-fi action series and discover why it's a love story in the first place. So, what is The Matrix about? Neo, a computer programmer, senses that something is off in his reality. His suspicions are confirmed when he crosses paths with Trinity, a hacker, and Morpheus, a wise rebel leader. They reveal that the world he knows is nothing but a computer-generated illusion controlled by machines, called the Matrix. As Neo goes deeper down the rabbit hole, he uncovers a shocking truth. Humans are imprisoned by machines and used as living batteries. Morpheus believes that Neo is the one, the savior, destined to save humanity from machine domination. While Neo and others have doubts, Morpheus is certain, because the Oracle told him he would find the chosen one. But here's the catch. Nobody really knows if Neo is truly the one. Not even the Oracle or Morpheus himself. Morpheus believes Neo is the one, but he can't be certain. So they have to take a leap of faith and believe in Neo's potential. The Danish philosopher Søren Kierkegaard believed that everything that exists and everything we know is contingent, meaning it could have been different. Because everything we know is a result of a preceding act by an individual in time. For instance, we know that the Matrix film as we know it today does exist, but it could have been otherwise. The Wachowski sisters could have chosen not to film their script or could have decided to make Neo a transgender person. Switch, by the way, was intended as a trans analogy for the filmmakers, but the creators say that the 90s weren't ready to make their trans identity more visible. In any case, the Matrix film is contingent. It could not have existed or could have been different. It became what it is through the minds. It could not have existed or could have been different. It became what it is through the minds of the Wachowski sisters, their decisions, and the entire film team's actions. Because everything has become, Kierkegaard concludes that we can never be certain about anything, whether it is past, present, or future. That's why we need a different epistemic mode, that is a different mode than knowledge, which is belief. In the Matrix, the object of belief is the one. But what does the one actually mean? The one conveys the idea of a chosen one, who is destined to save humanity, like Jesus, or in this case, Neo. In the film, there are Trinity and Cypher embodying the believers and non-believers. They somewhat resemble Jesus' followers. However, unlike in Jesus' case, it's not Neo himself who prophesies the salvation of humanity, it is Morpheus. While Morpheus has made a decision for Neo, the others are yet to make theirs. So we witness not only Trinity, Cypher, and others, but also the one himself going through a process of belief. Morpheus and the Oracle, on the other hand, serve as teachers. More on that later. In the Matrix, we see individuals transitioning from the purely hypothetical form of Neo potentially being the one to the reality that he is indeed the one, or in Cypher's case, he isn't. This dialectical leap from possibility to reality is prepared by Kierkegaard in his philosophical Fragments. This leap, understood as a transition, is carried out in the mode of faith, an internal, non-transparent experience. In the film, this reality is for an individual, making it more subjective than objective. The merely hypothetical becomes true through the free act of an individual. One can choose freely whether to exist in this reality. Cypher prefers to exist in the virtual facade rather than in reality. He regresses, so to speak, leaping back from reality into the virtual world. In the Matrix, the necessity of Neo being the one is not considered from an objective and eternal standpoint. Rather, it is placed in a subjective time order. The focus of the film is not on Neo being the one, but on the process of Neo becoming the one. So how does Neo become the one? To be the one means to be chosen by someone. There is another who has made a choice, or as Kierkegaard would say, the one has become through the free act of an individual. But whose act decides that Neo is the one? Who truly chooses Neo? Is it Morpheus?
Do you believe it now, Trinity?
Morpheus. The Oracle.
It is not Morpheus. He doesn't choose. He prompts the prophecy instead. Together with the Oracle, he forms a student-teacher relationship with Neo, like in the Socratic dialogues. In this context, teaching means to remind individuals of the eternal truth they already possess. The teacher and the teaching scenario serve only as a trigger for the student to recognize the inherent truth in himself.
The Oracle. She told me
She told you exactly what you needed to hear. That's all. Neo, sooner or later you're going to realize, just as I did, there's a difference between knowing the path and walking the path.
It means that everyone already has the truth inside them. They just need to be reminded of it. So Morpheus imparts the truth to Neo, while the Oracle provides him with the conditions to understand it. So neither Morpheus nor the Oracle choose. Is it Neo himself then?
Mr. Anderson.
Run, Neo, run. What is he doing?
He's beginning to believe.
Neo doesn't choose either. He remembers the truth that was already within him. We see him at the beginning feeling that something is wrong with his life. And we see him in the end when he activates his inherent predispositions that enable him to be the one. So Neo remembers, he doesn't directly choose himself. But wait, someone must have chosen Neo. Being chosen means someone made the choice in advance. That can also be seen in the language. The concept of the one always includes the other who has already chosen one from others. So is it Trinity who has chosen?
Neo, I'm not afraid anymore. The Oracle told me that I would fall in love and that that man that I loved would be the one. So you see, you can't be dead. You can't be. Because I love you. You hear me? I love you.
While the Oracle tells Morpheus that he will find the one, she tells Trinity that she will fall in love with the one. At first, Trinity is not sure if he's the one, because she doesn't love him yet. But when Neo's life is in danger, Trinity is confident he will survive, because she loves him. And the beloved would be the one, according to the Oracle. And the one can't die. So is Trinity maybe choosing Neo by loving him? According to the Spanish philosopher José Ortega y Gasset, the answer is yes. For Ortega, love in its very essence is choice. The essential core of our individuality does not lie in our opinions or life experiences, but in something more subtle, more ethereal, something independent of these. Ortega thinks we are basically driven by intrinsic preferences and dislikes. Each person carries their own unique system of likes and dislikes, like a set of batteries that can push us towards or against something. The heart acts as a machine of acceptance and rejection, forming the basis of our personality. Even before fully understanding a situation, we tend to gravitate towards certain values. In human interactions, nothing captivates us more than discovering the values and preferences of others. For Ortega, understanding a person's range of values is crucial in comprehending their essence and character. For instance, historians must identify the most relevant values of a certain era to truly understand the people of that time, as mere facts and statements will remain unclear without insight into the values that underlie them. Ortega suggests that instead of only analyzing words and actions, we should pay attention to less conscious aspects like gestures and facial expressions. These spontaneous expressions can reveal profound secrets and precisely reflect a person's true nature. According to Ortega, there are moments in life in which the human being confesses great portions of his personality, of his true nature. One of these situations is love. In that choice of lovers, individuals reveal their essential nature. The type of human being which we prefer reveals the contours of our heart. So the main point here is that Trinity reveals her most authentic inner self by choosing her lover Neo. Ortega points out that the normal man tends to like almost every woman he comes across. However, he emphasizes that liking should not be confused with loving. Love, according to Ortega, means going along the many attractions, but finally removing most of them and focusing on one. This selective process narrows down the wide area of instinct and recognizes its role while limiting it. To truly understand the workings of love, it is essential to define the role of sexual instinct within it. One of the basic differences between instinct and love, as per Ortega, lies in their tendencies. Instinct tends to infinitely increase the number of objects that can satisfy it, while love leans towards exclusivism. This contrast becomes evident when we see that nothing protects someone against other sexual attractions more as being intensely in love with a specific person. Unlike instinct, which increases its reach limitlessly, love involves deep choice. To love is to make a conscious and profound selection. This process is not only based on superficial beauty, but rather on the beautiful values that a person embodies. The person we love becomes a representation of a human life we admire and consider the best, offering us a glimpse of our own potential if we were to connect with them. In The Matrix, we can see the connection between love and deep choice through Trinity's love for Neo. At first, Trinity is intrigued by Neo, but not completely in love with. It is only after witnessing Neo's self-sacrifice to save Morpheus and humanity that Trinity truly falls in love with him. She values his character, especially his bravery and selflessness, which totally delight her. These beautiful values are what she wishes to possess herself, and sees prefigured in Neo. Trinity's love for Neo transforms him into the One, the destined savior of humanity in the Matrix. This act of love becomes significant, setting in motion a series of events that shape Neo's path and the fate of humanity. It exemplifies Ortega's belief that love is a metaphysical feeling and serves as the foundation for all our actions. In this sense, Trinity's act of love becomes more than a personal affair. It not only reveals the One, but also becomes an essential moment in human history, key for the salvation of humanity.
I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin.
In conclusion, we learn that love in the Matrix goes beyond mere attraction. It involves deep choice and selection, focusing on one individual among many attractions. Love thereby means choosing. Moreover, it is not the superficial beauty of a person that allow us to love or choose them, but their beautiful values. The loved person becomes a version of the best type of human life, inspiring us to become who we can be if we connect with them.